Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So, welcome to the first Sunday live counseling session for the year 2025 2026. And as I've stated earlier in meetings, in individual meetings with you, that these sessions, I carry out these sessions regularly on a weekly basis. And the reason is that it's not possible for all students to meet me during school hours because of their classes, and I certainly do not want students to take time out of their classes to come and see me for long sessions. But do keep in mind there is no substitute for individual counseling sessions, because um, A level is all about helping you get admitted to a good university. That's the primary function of A level studies. Okay, so from the word go, you have to start planning for your future. You should actually come in with a pretty clear understanding of what you want to do if you really want to get things out of A level studies, because A level studies are extremely, how should I put it? They're extremely rigorous. Now you have 2 years to complete your three subjects, but in reality these are not 2 years. If you look at your study schedule, okay, the course has to be finished till March or April, and by the end of April or early May your exams start. So that happens every year, right? So in the first year your study time will be till March or April, and then you're in the second year also. So your effective study time comes to around 18 months, 19 months. That's it for the entire A level course. You must have noticed by now that A level is not an increase. It does not signify an increase in the level of difficulty. It's a jump up in the level of difficulty. Compare it with O level, and your requirements in A level are suddenly very high. So you are actually jumping to a very high level of rigorous training. Um, and I use the word training after some consideration, because it's not just important for you to know the content, it's important for you to analyze the content and to be able to evaluate it and then put it in writing as is required by the examiner. So bringing yourself to doing those papers is itself is a rigorous training. So you need to be very very focused from the very start of the session. All right. So when you are embarking on a journey, it's a journey, right? So when you're embarking on a journey, there are three important things. Okay, that's very important. Three important things. Firstly, you have to ask yourself the question, where am I right now? Okay, where am I right now? Where do I stand? Second question, where do I want to reach? Okay, what is my outcome? Where do I want to go? And thirdly, what is the vehicle, or what is the method or the technology that I will use to get there? So in A level also, these are the three main questions that you need to answer for yourself. Okay, where am I right now? Now that is a very important question to answer. And in the context of A level, when we say where am I right now, what do we mean? We mean, what are my interests? What are my strengths? Where have I demonstrated my strength? And based on that, which subject combination should I opt for? So that is the first and most important thing. If you have chosen the right subject combination, okay, 25% of the battle is won. Okay, you need to choose the right subject combination for yourself. I have an interest in this. I am intrigued by this. I like this. Fair enough. You like it. That's a part of it. Okay. But the question is, having liked a subject, will you be able to perform in that subject and get a good grade in that? So you need to ask yourself the question at the time of choosing the subjects. Will I be able to perform in these subjects? That's the first thing. Which subjects will enable me to get a good A level certificate, a good results in A level, an attractive A level certificate. Which subjects will I do well in? Now there are counselors for that. You have met with your admissions counselor; they help you with that. But this is a question essentially that you have to answer. Okay, it's no point doing fancy subjects and then getting bad grades in them. Okay, so uh, remember, you need to pass three principal subjects. You need to pass those subjects, preferably with good grades. So which are the subjects in which you can perform well? This question is also answered by what degree I want to pursue. So you need to be very clear when choosing the subject, what exactly is it that I want to do in the future. Okay, so that is a very important thing. Students come, I don't know what I want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, you need to figure out what you want to do. All right, based on your strengths, based on your interests. All right, so the idea behind today's meeting is that when you come to me for individual counseling sessions, which are very, very important, you should come with some clarity regarding this, and then you should be able to build a personal narrative about yourself, which I will just tell you what it is. And if you come to me with that personal narrative, it will be very easy for me to, I mean, my work becomes easier to make your career map, and then your university lists and your destination list. So that is important. So the first thing, what is the first thing? Your subject combination. Now, if you want to become an engineer and you want to study in Pakistan, there are four categories of students. In A level, you will be categorized into four categories only based on your results. Number one, you're either a pre-engineering student. Number two, you are a pre-medical student. Number three, you are a humanities student, and a fairly recent addition to these groups is you are a computer science student. All right. Now, uh, that's the way we do things here. That's not necessary. It's not necessary that outside Pakistan you will be categorized like this. But in Pakistan, if you want to get admission in an engineering university, then you have to be a pre-engineering student. And pre-engineering means you need to have maths, physics, and chemistry. You need to do these three subjects, and you need to get grades which ultimately help you get a 60% equivalence. All right, and equivalence is, I'll explain to you in a separate session what equivalence is. But if you want to become an engineer in Pakistan, you need to have these three subjects. If you want to become a doctor in Pakistan, or you want to go to fields related to the medical side, if you want to become a perfusionist, if you want to become a pharmacist, okay, even then you have to, if you want to become a psychiatrist, not psychologist but a psychiatrist, you need to be a pre-medical student in A level. So what is a pre-medical student? A pre-medical student is defined as a student who has chemistry, biology, and physics in A level, and they must have biology in O level as well. Likewise, a pre-engineering student must have physics, chemistry, physics, chemistry, and math in A level, and they must have computer science in O level as well. Now, basically, if you see this counseling process must start when you finish your grade 8, because you will choose computer science or biology in class 9. So this process should basically start in class 8, at the end of class 8. But anyway, those students who are in A level now, they must know that they should have this combination if they want. The third category is computer science. So computer science, you need to you need to have computer science, maths, and physics. If you have these three subjects, you are a computer science student. For any other combination, then you are a humanities. You considered a humanities student. That means you're pretty practically excluded from applying either to med school or to an engineering university. Please also keep in mind that if you have maths, and physics, and your third subject is business studies, even though you have two principal subjects related to engineering, you will not be considered an engineering student. Your equivalence category. Okay, let me just tell you what equivalence also is. Equivalence, the Pakistani system does not recognize the Cambridge grade based system. In Pakistan, you don't get grades, even though you do get grades, but basically you get a percentage. So once you get your A level certificate, the grades need to be converted into the Pakistani percentage. So you submit you submit the A level result and your O level results to the IBCC, and you can go and check. Everything is now online, so you can go and check IBCC website, and everything is uploaded there, and they will give you a conversion and an equivalence. That converted certificate is called an equivalence. So you should have a 60% equivalence minimum for certain categories. You require, for certain colleges you require more than 60%, but basically 60% is the bare minimum for most degrees that you should have in both O and A level, right? So what I'm telling you is you have to start planning for these things very rigorously from now. Okay, I'm basically talking to students who are just starting AS right now. So you need to start from the word go. Okay, that's the first thing. What's the second thing? Where I want to go. So okay, you've made the right subject combination. Another thing which I cannot stress enough is, look, your A level results are important, your O level results are important, yes. But especially when you are applying to competitive universities, whether in Pakistan or abroad, especially abroad, because most of the students who apply abroad are going to look for scholarships. Okay, please remember, scholarships at undergraduate level are difficult to come by. What are undergraduate degrees? Basically, bachelor's degrees, which you are going to do after 2027 if you are in AS right now, and after 2026 if you are in A2 right now, right? Please remember, in Pakistan, there is only one intake. There is only one intake. 90% of universities take students only once a year. Now, they have first round admissions, second round admissions, third round admissions, fourth round, what I don't know, 5 round, 10 more. They can be any number of rounds depending upon the seats available. But that doesn't mean they are going to start classes in January. Okay, with the exception of one or two universities, they are not going to start classes in January. Even if they accept you in November, they will start classes in August. So what does that mean? It means that especially if you are studying in Pakistan, every exam counts. Okay, there's no such thing as failing an exam. Okay, and reset. Why do so many students do the resets? Okay, why do so many students do the reset? Because they are not taking their studies seriously, uh, especially in the first half of the first year of A level, and that is why problems arise. You want a scholarship in the future, they are going to look at your A level, AS result, O level certificate, yes, but they are going to look very closely. The admission committee looks very closely at your midterm and mock results for both AS and A2. I repeat, the admission committee and the scholarship committee is going to look at your midterm and mock results for both AS and A2. Okay, I'm recording this because I don't want to say it again and again. Okay, so please do keep this in mind. It's very important for you to perform well. Sometimes the weightage of your mock and midterms is even more than your uh, final results sometimes. Okay, And look at it logically. The classes start in August, right? In most places, classes start in August. Around the world, classes start in August, right? And your result comes in August. So on what basis are they going to give you the admission? They only have to they only have your midterm mock results and O level results to go by, and your AS level results. Okay, so please, your holistic profile is important. Don't trifle around with the time that you have to study for the mock and midterms. They are very, very important, critically important. All right. So that is it. And it also shows if you are a consistent worker. People do not want um, candidates who who works spasmodically. You know, uh, they don't want people who work very hard close to the exam and then throughout the year they are relaxing. No one wants that. Okay, we want consistency. Everyone now wants consistency of performance. So, so please keep that in mind. So that's the second thing. You need to take your. Thirdly, you need to be very clear as to where you want to go. You want to study in Pakistan. You want to study abroad. Remember, whether you are studying in Pakistan or you are studying abroad, the admission process starts 20 months before the start of classes. 20 months before the start of classes, your admission process gets underway. Admission is a process. You have to put all the things together. You have to build your profile, put all the documents together, do all the activities, produce all the results. So you are actually working 20 months before to get into the university, which is the ultimate purpose of A level, right? So, so again, there's no time. As I said, A level is rigorous. It's very rigorous. So there are really no holidays and no vacations in A level. Okay. When you get your vacations, you need to use those 2 months or the 1.5 months judiciously to again prepare for university. Either you should do an internship once your year ends, you've given your AS exam, you should go for do an internship. If you are a medical students require about 80 hours, 60 to 80 hours of volunteer work experience, whether you are here or abroad. And of course, medical students will stay here. Other students can go abroad, but you require these things. You require this volunteer experience. So use your holidays very judiciously. Use your vacations very judiciously. Okay, to garner all the experience that you require. Okay, so that was one thing. Okay, then you need to develop your own performance indicators. Okay, key performance indicators. You can ask before you do that, you need to write down what is called strength weakness analysis. Okay, you need to do an analysis of your own strengths and weaknesses. Be very open about it. Write down, these are my strengths. What is a strength? Strength is something that gives you advantage and it's present inside you. Your strength is in you, it's not in me. It can't be in anybody else. Your strength is in you. So only you can analyze what your strength is. Okay, let's say my strength is numbers. I'm good with numbers. Okay, so write it down. These are my strengths. Let's say your strength is creativity. You creative. My strength is I'm good at sports. Okay, write it down. Write it down, and likewise write down your weaknesses. Okay, write down your academic weaknesses and write down your extracurricular weaknesses if you have weaknesses in other areas. Let's say communication is a weakness. So what should you do? You should address that problem. You should develop a performance indicator for yourself. What performance indicator? Take part in some activities. I don't know, NUN or maybe parliamentary debate or something like that, which leads to improvement in your communication skills. Okay. Another thing which most students are lacking these days: consistent reading. Okay. Mm, you will only be able to communicate well because when you are a reasonably well read person. So, and remember, your ability to learn languages is at its maximum between the ages of 15 and 22. That's the age when conscious learning is at its peak. So don't lose these years. Youth matters. Okay. And it's a definite advantage. So don't squander your time. Spend your time learning languages, improving your communication skills. If you can learn more than one language, please do so. Please do so. Okay. Uh, and please improve your English. English means reading, writing. Because if you're going abroad, all of you will be giving IELTS. Okay. All of you will be giving IELTS if you're going abroad. Some of you will give SAT, some of you will not give SAT. But IELTS, everyone who's going abroad from Pakistan must give IELTS. IELTS is an English test, and it's not easy. It's not easy. You can only do IELTS well if you are well read, because there are four sections sections in IELTS: reading, writing, speaking, listening. Now, listening is the easiest if you can focus, but reading is the most difficult one. Okay, and people are not in the practice of reading. They don't read newspapers. They get everything from Instagram these days, which is good. You can do it, but Instagram is primarily a marketing platform, or a social platform which was converted into a marketing thing to promote business. It's not literary. Okay. I don't use it, but basically what I've heard and seen of it, it's not literary. Okay. No, TikTok, it has got nothing to do with any literary value. Okay. If you want to improve your English, you need to seriously sit down and read at least 3 articles daily. Okay. It has to be literary thing, or a good newspaper that will help you improve your English. And English is very important. English is very important. I cannot stress that enough. And no one can say at your age that I know English well. No. No, it doesn't happen. Okay. The word power increases. You have the ability to increase your word power till you become 50. Okay. So don't think that I don't need any further reading. I don't need any further. No, you require it. And it's very important. It's really, really important. So read as much as you can. Okay. And read good stuff. If you're reading literature, then don't read popular fiction. Read literary fiction. So that is something that will help you increase your vocabulary and your expression, and it will also help you impress others. Okay. So yeah, I've noted things down because I wanted to discuss quite a few things with you. When you are starting off, it's important to keep these things in mind. Okay. Okay. Another thing, when you go to second year, when you go to second year, your admission will not just happen on the basis of your on the basis of your A level result or O level result. You will also have to give a university admission test. Now, if you are going to an engineering school, you will have to give an engineering college admission test, which is an ECAT. If you're going to medical school, you will have to give medical college admission test, which is MDCAT. Okay. Now, the syllabus for both these is different from A level, so you will have to practically study for it separately, and in parallel with your A level studies. right, in the second year. So remember, A level second year or A level generally is tough, and it teaches you how to balance different things. So you have to divide your time very well. Okay, you need to prioritize things very well. If you can, this is the real training for life, right? Preparation for life is this. We all have these 24 hours, and the people who are successful and people who are unsuccessful, what's the difference between them? The people who are successful can allocate different chunks of these 24 hours judiciously and succeed. That's it. That's the trick. Okay, so that's what you have to learn to do as well. You will have to prepare for university admission tests. Everyone does. A level students do, intermediate students do, everybody does. Okay, so you need to make a proper study plan. If you need help with making a study plan, please do come to me. I make study plans for students, and they really work. And they really work, especially uh, during times when students are under stress, or during Ramzan time. These work plans, they really do help students. Okay, then another thing, as I said, coming back to the performance indicators, if you have some weaknesses, right? I was talking about communication, but it can also be in the area of mathematics or in accounts. If let's say you are studying accounts, some students are very good at financial, but they are not very good at cost. Okay, you're studying chemistry, some may not be very good at organic. All right, so you have to determine your own targeted uh, performance standards. This is the target that I have to achieve. I'm not good at this, but I have to study these many hours, and I have to get a minimum of this grade in this subject. I can't drop the subject. Okay, let's be fair. Physics. Okay, if you're going to become a doctor, right? Physics. Okay, how much can physics help you? The main subjects that are required are biology and chemistry. So sometimes what happens is that people who want to go into medical school, they are very good at chemistry and biology, but they don't like physics. You don't like it, but you still have to do it. So set a standard for yourself. This is the minimum grade that I require in physics because I have to do it. Okay. Please keep in mind, life is not ideal. You are not going to get all the things that you want. You have to go according to what is required of you as well. Okay, so that is another thing. Then you need to start determining where you want to go to study after A level, and develop a university list simultaneously. Develop a list, and please do research as much as you can. And I used to find it very exciting. We didn't have the internet, but I used to find it very exciting getting brochures from different universities and going through them. That was just an excitement. Okay, and it was a learning experience as well. So these days we don't have brochures, but you have the internet, and you have very good websites. So go through those websites, check the universities, and when you go and study a website, there are different tabs. So some tabs are really important for you, like the tab of academics, departments, cost, scholarships. They're all in front of you. Eligibility criteria, they're all in front of you. Go and do your own research. You need help, come to me. But make a university list. Okay, if you make a university list, that will things will become easier for you. Okay, uh, so based on all this, you need to make a personal narrative. Okay, there's one more thing: extracurricular activities. Okay, now this is where your strengths really come together. All right, so the extracurriculars or the co-curricular activities that we're doing, they actually show a lot of things. They show your strengths, they show your weaknesses, they show your interests, they show your personality, they show your values. Okay, and this is where all the things come to it. That's why colleges stress extracurricular activities. Otherwise, why would they? A college is not a club. It's not a sporting club. But colleges stress this because In extracurriculars, when you're playing a game, when you're playing cricket, all the strengths, all the weaknesses, all the values show. Your communication skills show. Your coordination skills show. Just think of cricket. Okay, your communication skills, your coordination skills, your organizing skills, your planning skills. Okay, your values, whether you are just interested in winning or you are interested in fairness, everything shows through sport. It's not about winning, it's about you. Okay, to a lesser degree, to a lesser degree, but still to a lot of extent, it shows in other activities like MUN. Okay, if you're going to an MUN, right, and you're talking about I mean, I always quiz students who come to me saying, "Sir, I've done an MUN." All right, you've done an MUN. Define diplomacy. You've done an MUN. Tell me which country were you? Tell me what's the policy of that country on that issue. You need to know. A diplomat has to know everything. Everything. Okay, it's a difficult job. So, how much have you read? It's not about where you have participated. Doesn't matter at all. Does not matter at all. Okay, I was. People come to me and they say, "Sir, I was the captain of the team." So I mean, like, so what? Why are you telling me all that? I mean, that's my straight question. Why are you telling me that? Okay, I'm not impressed, and no one is. No one is. I'm president of this. I'm president. What did you do as president? Okay. So you have to build on the basis of all the activities. Now let's put all this in perspective. You have to build a personal narrative. Okay, I want to know the person I'm dealing with. I have your certificates. I know you are good in sport. I know you have strengths in particular strengths in academics. But now it's about you. I want to know the person I'm dealing with. So, when you were in a leadership position, what did you do? Okay, because there are three types of positions. Keep that in mind. There is rulership, there is management, and then there's leadership. And these three are very, very different. Okay, so what were you? Were you a ruler? Were you a good manager? Were you a good leader? I'll do a separate uh, session on these three, what these three are. Today is not the time for that. But when you are doing an activity, what is the final outcome that you want from that activity? Write it down. I'm participating in a cricket tournament. So what? Yep. In school, in college, you will have various events coming up. Okay, maybe a science competition. Now, if everyone comes to me saying, "Sir, I participated in the science competition," like, how do you stand out from the other person who went to the same science competition? What do I write in your recommendation? Okay, you simply went to a science competition where everybody else also had the good luck to go. Okay, so how do you stand out? What did you do different? That's your narrative. That's something that you will tell me. I can't tell you. Okay, what is your purpose? It's very, very important. Purpose. You're writing something, you're writing an application, the committee wants to know what's your purpose, why are you educating yourself? Okay, so I can't tell you what your purpose is. You have to determine your own purpose, you have to be clear. uh, Sir, I want to do, where do you see yourself? I ask people, where do you see yourself? Sir, I want to become a computer engineer. That's a means to an end. Where do you see yourself? Why do you want to do what you want to do? You need to answer these questions, and that will really impress um, the admissions committee. As I said, I'm an admissions counselor, and it is my belief that your success in A level ultimately depends on the fact that you get into the university where you want to go. That's the ultimate purpose. If you can actually grasp the career that you want to grasp, we've done our job at A level. We've done a good job. You've done a good job. Okay, and but that's a process, and that's a rigorous, difficult process, and you need to be with us from the word go. So I just hope that this session was useful. Please keep in mind, all of you need to develop your career paths and your career plans with me ASAP, as soon as possible, so that you get good grades. And for A2 students who want to go abroad, please meet me immediately so that we can start your application process, because we are already lagging behind. Okay, now I have a few questions which I think some students have sent. Let me just. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Nadeem, wa alaikum assalam. Malaysia and Turkey are basically focused on academics, okay, but extracurricular activities, if you have, that's a plus. But Malaysian and Turkish universities are basically focused on academics. You can come to me, and we can look at some good universities. In Turkey, I always favor, depend. I don't know what degree you want to do, but my favorite university in Turkey is METU, METU, Middle East Technical University. But there are other some very good ones as well. But this is the university I like. They give good scholarships, and they are based, but these scholarships are based on your uh, these scholarships are based on your academics. They're mainly academic focused. Yes, internship opportunities for commerce students, we are working on that. And yes, we offer from time to time, we offer internships to students in college as well. And it is my view that current students should have the opportunity to intern with us. So that will fulfill your office internship requirements. Apart from that, we are working with some outside parties to, honestly speaking, office internships for A level students are slightly challenging to come by, but hopefully we are working on that, and we will inform you before the summer break. Yes, please take part in college activities, whether they are sporting activities or MUNs, or I don't know what other activities are taking place, but science activities, whatever there are. But as I said, when you participate in them, write down what your personal outcome is. Two of us can participate in the same activity with two very different purposes. What is your purpose and what outcome do you want from that particular activity? Otherwise, you will just keep getting involved one activity after another with no uh, tangible benefit to you. So please be very clear what you want from a particular activity. Yeah, please get involved in all activities, all types of activities, uh, as long as it leads to your personal growth and personal enrichment. Yes, your activities should never have a negative impact on your. Afan Khan, you have asked some good questions. Your activities should never have a negative impact on your studies. No compromise on studies. So please keep that in mind. If you feel that your studies are being affected, then just cut down. Okay, the balance is really important. Mustafa, it depends. Basically, no. Answer is no. Uh, but bursaries are available, and if you are in the science stream, then you have a good chance of applying for a scholarship. in UCL. Okay, UCL does give some scholarships, which are good scholarships, 100% more. But uh, there are like I think 33 a year. So there aren't many scholarships. Um, First and foremost, I'll tell you about England. If you're going to the UK, there are three things that you need to keep in mind. Okay, there are three things. Number one, it is always easier for a female, for a woman, to get a scholarship as compared to a man. Okay, uh, the case is not that men don't get scholarships, but this is what I've seen. This is what I've seen, that the probability is always more. I've seen more women go on scholarships to the UK than men. That's the first thing. Second, you get scholarships in the UK, like there's a great scholarship, there's a Rhodes scholarship, but these scholarships are for master's level. They're not for undergraduate level. Okay, so there are bursaries and financial help available for undergraduate students, but basically scholarships are for master's level. And the third thing is that in order to qualify for a scholarship, a student must have a 2.5 cumulative GPA at bachelor's level. So these are the three rule of the thumb conditions for scholarship in a British university. Okay, next question is, what are the things which can make it easy for us to take admission in universities in Pakistan? Right. Okay, so in Pakistan, when you are talking about a Pakistani university, it really depends which university, which type of university, which city, which category you are referring to. But as a rule of the thumb, Pakistani universities are mainly focused on the academic side. Okay. However, in one or two universities in Lahore and Karachi, the good ones, they accept you on your academics, but when it comes to giving you scholarship, increasing your scholarship, they look at your extracurricular activities very closely. So it has to be a healthy mix of both. Okay, let's put it that way. If you're going to medical school, you're going to medical college, of course, your studies, your good grades, but apart from that, your volunteer program, your volunteer work. So we carry out volunteer work for students every year. Our students go to uh, Indus Hospital, SIUT, Civil Hospital, all good hospitals they go to. We also have summer volunteer work in our school. So we have quite a few things that you can take advantage of. Okay, next question is, what should we read? That's what you're saying. Yeah, what should we read? As I said, you should read everything. You should read. Um, the best thing is what I used to do is I used to read the newspaper, right? Complete newspaper, but we don't have the newspaper now. So if you have e-papers, then you can read the e-paper properly. uh, I used to read Newsweek. Okay, and it really helped my English, really helped my English, Newsweek. So Newsweek today, I don't think it's of the same quality that it used to be once, but I'm sure there are related things which are good. So especially if you're giving SAT, and I'm going to have a session on SAT separately. Especially if you're giving the SAT, then SAT contains uh, passages that are related to historical events or literary pieces. So if you are well read already, you will have an advantage on the exam. Okay, and a lot of good students complain that SAT English section has become very important. It's not has become very difficult. It's not difficult. It's just that when you are not reading a lot, you're out of touch, and then you just caught by surprise. Where has this come from? Okay, historical documents are important. Okay, uh, the Jefferson Hamilton debates are a source of great inspiration to these people who make the SAT. They're very proud of the history. Okay, so that is one thing. Uh, Literature, current affairs, read everything, and you will be pretty much happy. Okay, what activities will help gets okay, the question is what activities will help get scholarship for commerce students? Same, same. If you are if you are look, uh, once again, admissions depend largely on grades and co-curricular activities. Unfortunately, top universities here in Karachi are not giving a lot of scholarships. The IOBM is giving scholarship. Uh, so it has to be once again a healthy mix of your results, your academic results, and your activities, right? Okay. So can you make it clear what MUNs are? Or yes. What's the purpose and why is it important? So what you can do is you can go to YouTube and see the video of an MUN. An MUN is a Model United Nations. Okay. Um, Model United Nations. Even though I did A level, but in my time there was no such thing as a Model United Nations. Here internationally there was, but we didn't do any MUN. We used to have parliamentary debates and declamations, and we used to do that. So MUN is you make a mock United Nations, and you have committees, and these committees then sit and talk on various issues, and in those committees the representatives of countries sit, okay, like they do in the United Nations. So you have to make a position paper, you have to know how to make a resolution, you need to know how to make a how to argue a resolution. So this is a Model United Nations. You can go and have a look at it on YouTube. There are some good sample MUNs, uh, you know. And if you're a law student, then you have to do a moot court. Okay, now there's a problem here. The problem that I've seen, they say moot courts, but they actually have mock trial courts. Okay, so uh, the moot court that we have in Karachi, at least what I've seen, they're not really moot courts. In a moot court, a student has to be very well versed, not just in the law but in the constitution, and they have to argue. Usually, they argue constitutional issues because you see, constitution is the principle, it's the root. The law is the branches of that. So in the moot court, you basically start from the very base. Once you know the constitution well, then you can argue anything. You can even win with a constitutional argument if uh, you are not that strong on the legislative side, on the legal side. You know, it's if you can prove that something is right constitutionally, then you can win a case actually. But that is not something that I've seen anywhere. Uh, we basically have trials, mock trials, but they are good. They're good. Participate in them. Okay, whatever you have, take advantage of that. So, how to build an effective routine, Sabine? In order to make an effective routine, you have to divide your time in relation to your work. Okay, so as I said that. You can come and get a study plan made. The study plan uh, will help you. The study plan will help you basically divide your time and your studies properly. Okay. How are we supposed to know what our future purpose is? Yeah, you're not from the future, but uh, human beings have a faculty which is unique to them, and that is called visualizing. Okay, so if you can visualize intelligently, then you can uh, peer into the future, you can look into the future. Okay, the future has been defined as a series of probabilities determined by the set of decisions that we make in the present, based on resources that we have in the present and in the past. Okay, now this is not a very good definition, but it is a definition. So based on what you have right now, the decisions that you make will lead you into the future, and you need to ask yourself, the decision that I'm making right now, what kind of future will that produce for me? Okay, so that's how you visualize the future. At least that's how I visualize. So the future creates the visualization process creates a link between the present, past, and outcomes of your decisions. Okay, if there are no links, okay, if there are no links, then that's not visualizing. That's dreaming. That's a good thing too. Okay, dreams are things too, provided they are properly pursued to be realized. Okay, but purpose is very important. So read about how you can develop your purpose. Okay, which countries focus most on giving scholarships for creative achievement? Right, Ibrahim, you can uh, uh, come and meet me regarding this. But I'll tell you, creativity is something that is in. Okay, uh, all countries which which have research oriented, knowledge based economies set great store by creativity. Okay, so just imagine, you have a phone. Okay, and you want to bring about improvement. I mean, 30 years ago, no, not 30 years ago, but 40 years ago, if someone had said, I'm going to use the phone to take pictures, people would have said, you need to see a psychiatrist. What has a phone got to do with pictures? But someone out there came up with that idea that you can take pictures and videos and everything in a phone, and so that was creative. So creativity is rewarded. Okay, so in all these countries where research based economies and research based technologies are present, and art is important. Art is very important. It's very rewarding. It's unfortunate that people think that art is not rewarding. That's not the thing at all. uh, I'll just give you an example. Game design game design is the third largest growing field in Europe right now. Okay, it's behind tourism and hospitality and something like that. But it's the third fastest growing field, and a lot of students don't think about this field when they are thinking about the future. So yes, there are opportunities, but if you're going into the art, then you need to have a portfolio. You need to make a portfolio, that this is the work that I've done, so that with the application you submit your portfolio. Which countries forgo? Okay, science students are blessed. They can get good scholarships abroad, but unfortunately not in medicine. Medicine is very competitive. Okay, IBA accepts you on the SAT, but you need to have a very high score. I think, I don't know, but just confirm. Don't hold me to that. But you have to have above 1450, something like that. It's a very high score. Secondly, if you're not giving the SAT, you can give the IB admission test. You need to give the interview. If you do not come to a certain level, then they will call you for an interview. And if you are going in If you're going in their management program, you need to have minimum double BC in your A level, and if you are going in their other programs, then B double C. Usually, it's academic. IBA is academic, but other activities are definitely taken into account. All admission tests are always based on two things: English and mathematics. Okay, so these are the two sections you really need to improve those two things. I keep harping on that, and I cannot stress that enough. It's very important to bring about improvement in those two areas. Okay, so I think I hope that I have set the groundwork for understanding that will occur as we continue this counseling journey. And I do not claim that I have covered all the points, but I hope that some of the things that I've said today will be useful to you. We will have a follow-up meeting, an online meeting, Sunday live, next week, same time, 2:30. You have any questions, please definitely write them down. I'm really thankful to all the students who have participated today and who have asked some very intelligent questions. Okay, and I hope to see you next week, inshallah. And do come to me for individual career planning. Okay, thank you very much. Have a very nice day. And yes, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you, so that you keep getting all the notifications. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.